Let's talk about travel English. So, we all like to travel. We like to go to other countries, see new places, try new things. And traveling can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're trying to buy a plane ticket or figure out your travel plans in English, right? And so, we're going to talk a little bit about a few words and a few things that are important to think about when you want to travel. And then we're going to take a look at how you could search for plane tickets using English. So we're going to take a look at one, maybe two websites that you can use to search for plane tickets and maybe even hotels too. Okay? So step by step, let's just talk about what you'll see if you're in an airport. The one thing that you need to pay attention to when you're traveling is the departures board. This is if you've already bought a plane ticket and you go to the airport, you need to get ready to find your plane. And so there's a big board, like a big sign that will say departures. Now this is a noun. It's not very common, but you can use other words to figure it out. So maybe you know the verb to depart. Depart means to leave somewhere. Like you could say, oh, my friend departed the birthday party. Okay? Usually you'd probably just say, my friend left the birthday party. But to depart means to go away and leave somewhere. So to depart means to leave. Departures means leaving the place you live. So you're at an airport and you leave to go somewhere else. So that's your departure. And so this is from Taoyuan Airport. This was their departures board today, this afternoon actually. I took a screenshot. And so let's take a look at some of the information you can find on here. So if you ever see a departures board that's only in English, you know what you're looking at. Because here in Taiwan, it will have English and Chinese. But if you go to the United States or maybe England, it will be only English, right? So you got to be ready. So first up is the time. Easy peasy. What time is the flight? Destination. So destination means the place you want to go. Of course, you can figure that out by the context. Well, it says Singapore. I'm in Taipei, so that must be where I want to go. So destination is another word for place. But it's different from place because destination means where you want to go. If you use GPS in your car, your GPS will talk about your destination. You have arrived at your destination. Something like that. Okay? And then they have extra flight information, which will often be this code. So every flight will have a different code based on the airline and then the number for the flight path, like where it's going. Like China Airlines, which I fly sometimes, is CI. And so this flight to Ho Chi Minh City is CI 783. Very useful stuff. Other times you might see the word code, CODE, meaning like the number and letters. A code is like a special number for something. Okay. Next up is the terminal. Terminal means a kind of like a station, like a train station. But for airports, we don't say airport stations, we say airport terminal. So like Taoyuan Airport has Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Some airports have many, many terminals. I feel like I went to one airport that maybe had 5 terminals, something like that. So you have to be very careful about which terminal to go to. And some of them, it's far away, so you have to either walk really far to a different terminal or take a train or a bus to a different terminal. In Boston, you might need to take a bus from one terminal to another, which can be very slow, so you have to hurry. Next, once you find your terminal, which is like the part of the airport, you need to find your gate. A gate is another word for a door. So you find the gate, and that's the door that goes right to your plane. Okay? So the terminal is the part of the airport. The gate is the door that goes to your plane. Now, before that, you need a check-in counter. So counter is like a 柜台, and you check in for your flight. Maybe you tell them your name, you give them your passport, and you check in for your flight, meaning they know you're there and you can go get to your gate. Okay? Last up is status. Some people might say status. I think people from England would say status, but Americans, we say status. The status of your plane. And that just means what it's like right now. What's going on with the plane right now. Okay? And let's start at the bottom. On time. I think in our course we talked about things being on time versus in time. On time means it's the right time. Okay? I think we learned about in time means you have a certain amount of time and you finish something in that time. But if something's on time, it's sticking to its schedule. So like if you look at the time over here, the scheduled time is 2:50 and then it's expected at 2:50, so it's on time. Okay? And then look at this next one, on time boarding. There should probably be like a comma or something here. On time and boarding. So on time, again, means that it's going to leave at the right time. Boarding means that people are getting onto the plane. So to board something means you go onto it. So you're getting on board the plane. So if you see this about your plane, you better hurry up. People are getting on the plane and you're not there yet, you should be at the gate when it's boarding, right? Now, the next thing is final call. So boarding is people are getting on the plane. Final call means almost everyone's boarding, or everyone should be boarded, meaning people are on the plane already. And then they make a call for the last people to come. And so maybe the final call, you have 5 more minutes to get on the plane. So you better run. So final call means we're about to close the door. This is our last time calling everyone to get on the plane. So final meaning last time, and call meaning calling the passengers. Okay? So we have on time, boarding, and final call. Okay? Now, these are departures. Like we said before, depart means to leave, so departures means flights going away from the airport. Now, the other kind is arrivals. So you look at this board, this is the arrival board. Arrival is a noun, meaning the flights that are going to arrive. Again, arrive means to get somewhere. You travel and then you get to the place you want to be. That's to arrive. Okay? And this is very similar to the departures board. We have the time. Oh, this one's different. This doesn't say destination. This says origin. For the departures board, it says destination because that's where it's going to. Origin means where is it coming from? So the original place where it started. Origin is where it comes from, kind of like the word original, right? It left this city and then it's coming to Taiwan. So this is from Shanghai, Pudong Airport. So it left Shanghai, it's coming here. Okay? And then the other things are kind of the same. Flight information will give you the number. Then the terminal is what part of the airport it's in. The gate means what door will it go to. And then next is baggage carousel. So we don't need check-in for arrivals because they checked in when they left, right? Baggage carousel. What does that mean? Well, baggage is another way to say your luggage. Luggage is another way to say your suitcases. So you get your baggage from this place. Now, what is a carousel? If you go to an amusement park, you might see a carousel. A carousel is something that goes around and around and around. So a baggage carousel goes around and around with your suitcases, your baggage. Okay? And then a few other things. Now, the status. We talked about that it's on time or boarding. That was talking about it leaving the airport. But arriving, we don't care if it's on time for when it leaves the airport. We want to think about, did it get here yet? Did it arrive yet? And so let's start at the bottom again. Arrived to gate. That means the plane arrived at the airport and it also arrived to its gate. Remember, the gate is the door. That means the plane already got to that door and passengers got off of the plane. Okay? Next up is delay. Delay means it's late. So the airplane might be late by a little bit. They don't have the time here, but that means the scheduled time was 2:10. Maybe it's going to arrive at 2:25 or something. We don't know. Okay. And so another arrived to gate, and then arrived taxiing. Does that mean everyone's in a taxi going home? No. At an airport, taxiing means that the airplane landed, but now it's being pulled to the gate. So taxiing is a special word when the airplane is moving on the ground to the gate. So that means it landed on the ground, but the passengers are still on the plane. So this is useful for you because if you go to the airport and you're waiting for your friend or someone in your family, if you see delay, you go, oh, geez, I'm going to have to wait a long time. If you see arrived taxiing, you can feel pretty good. It's like, okay, they're on the ground, but they're still on the plane. I might have to wait another 15 or 20 minutes. And then arrive to gate means that they already got to the gate. Maybe they already got off the plane and they just have to go find their baggage. So if it says arrive to gate, maybe you don't have to wait very long. Okay? So this is useful if you're ever picking someone up. Okay, so that's departures and the arrivals. This is from Taoyuan Airport, but if you're in America, you might see something like this. I believe this is from New York. I looked it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is from JFK Airport. And so you might see this. If you go to an airport in America, it's all English. So you have to be ready. So on the left, there's the departures board. On the right is the arrivals. So you have to pay attention to which side you want, right? One other thing is that in America, they don't show everything. Right now, it's showing Miami to West Palm Beach. But what if your friend is coming from Boston? Well, Boston is before M, so you have to wait until it changes the screen. Okay? So the departures means where you're going, you're leaving the airport. So destination, the flight, code share. So on the Taoyuan Airport, it said flight information, right? But in this New York one, it says code share, meaning the code for the airplane. And then DEP. What the heck is DEP? Well, you can see it's a bunch of times. So it's departure time. DEP is short for departure. So it will depart at that time. And then we have the gate and we have the status. And so we have on time for a lot of these. And then this one down here is now. What does that mean? We didn't see that before, right? Well, now just means there's a delay. They don't want to say delay because people will get angry. But originally, the time was 4:35. Now, the time is 5:21. The word now doesn't mean right now it's 5:21. It means now after a change, this is the new time. Okay? Next is the arrivals board. Again, we have from. Why does it say from? Well, in Taoyuan, we had origin. Origin means where it's coming from. Okay? So this is where the plane comes from. Then the flight number, a code share. Oh, sorry, I got mixed up. So we have the flight number, which is like AA, blah, blah, blah. Code share means they share this flight with another airline. So the flight might have two different numbers, okay? Like these, let's see. From Los Angeles, AA is American Airlines. QF might be Qantas. I'm not sure. But what it means is that maybe the plane is an American Airlines plane, and then QF is another airline that sold tickets for that plane. Okay? So you have to be careful. If you flew from Tampa and your ticket says American Airlines, but you see this B6, like what the heck is B6? But check the other numbers too, okay? Because a lot of times they'll share the thing. Okay, and then we talked about the status. On time means it's going to be at the right time. But in America, they don't want to say delay because you'll get angry. So they write now. Actually, some of these are not delays. They just mean it's changed, right? So arrival was supposed to be at 7:05, but it actually got there at 6:43. So it's actually early. So using now can mean early or late. So you got to be careful. Check your watch. Okay? So that's the departures and arrivals board. What are some important things to know about tickets? Well, some words you should know are these ones that we'll look at on, we'll try looking for a flight and test some of this in a few minutes, okay? First up is round trip. A trip is your vacation or when you're traveling somewhere. And it's a round trip because it goes somewhere and it comes back. It's kind of like a circle. You go around. You go there and then you come back, so you went around. A round trip. Another kind of ticket is a one-way ticket, meaning you travel in one direction. You go there, but you don't come back. This might be if someone's moving to a new city. Get a one-way ticket. Okay? This is also common in movies, like if someone's running away. Oh, I don't like life here. I need a one-way ticket to Japan, and I'm going to live there forever. Something like that. One other kind of ticket that you might have not tried before, you might have not heard this before, is multi-city. Multi is short for multiple, meaning many. And this is useful if you want to go to many different places. If you are if you're going to one place and you need to take many different planes, that's usually part of a round trip. If you have one destination. Like for me, if I want to go to Boston, my round trip ticket will have many flights. I'll go from Taiwan to Japan, Japan to somewhere in America, and then somewhere in America to Boston. And so there are many flights on one ticket. Multi-city is different though. That would mean that you're going to stay in more than one city. So if my friend lives in New York, maybe I fly to New York. And then later, like a week later, then I fly to Boston. And then a week later, I fly back to Taiwan. Something like that. That's a multi-city trip where you're going to stop and stay in more than one city. Okay? So, round trip, one way, multi-city, that's describing your tickets. Now, when you try to buy tickets, you need to think about what kinds of seat you want to get. And there are many different kinds of seat. And I've only ever ridden in economy because I want to save money. I'm okay. I'll suffer. I'll be for 12 hours just so I can save some money. I think it's worth it to me. But maybe you have a little more money, or maybe it's a short plane, or maybe your company pays for it and you can get something a little bit nicer. So the most basic kind of plane ticket, you can get an economy ticket or an economy seat. The seat is where you're sitting. So economy is the basic kind of seat. There are many people together. The seats are usually kind of small. They're not very comfortable. So traveling somewhere not very far away like Singapore or Japan, economy is fine. But if you're traveling to America, it can be a little bit rough. If you're in a small seat for 12 hours, that's pretty uncomfortable. Okay? So what airlines do is they have other kinds of seats. One kind is called premium economy. Now, what is that? So this is the main cabin. This part of the airport plane is the cabin. And so this would be the main cabin, the economy cabin. Premium economy, you're in the same cabin with everybody else, but you might have a special seat. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. Maybe there's extra space for your feet. That's called leg room. So premium economy, you might have to pay a little bit more for a little bit better seat. Okay? Maybe there's a better chair. Maybe there's more leg room, that kind of thing. And so economy, premium economy might be an extra like 100 or 200 US dollars. So a little bit more expensive, but not super, super expensive. Next up is business class. This is in Taiwan. I think planes have economy, premium economy, and business. Business class, they have nicer chairs. Maybe they give you nicer food and nicer drinks. And the seats are bigger. And so it's a lot nicer. First class is a really special one that I don't think any airlines in Taiwan have, or not yet. So Taiwan, like China Airlines, EVA, and Starlux, I think they have economy, premium economy, and business, but no first class, I don't think. If I'm wrong, let me know. First class is like super fancy. It's like you live in a hotel, but you're in a plane. So business class, it's expensive, but maybe you can do it once in a while. Or maybe your company helps you pay for business class. First class, that's a lot of money. You got to be a fancy person, maybe with a lot of money to go first class. So let's take a look at what some of these are like. Standard economy class. So economy class is in the main cabin. These are the cheap seats, kind of. And standard means it's regular, it's normal, right? Sorry, let me get my yellow. Standard means normal. And so this is usually what people will get. You'll get a standard economy class ticket. It's the regular one. You get one suitcase, you get one carry-on bag, and it's a normal thing. If you want to pay a little bit more money, you could get economy plus or premium economy. So economy plus, meaning it's economy but plus a little more. It's a little bit better. Or premium economy. Premium means the best. So the best economy class. Okay? So it's still the cheap seats, but it's the best ones in the cheap seats. Okay? And so they have nicer chairs. They might have more space, more leg room, that kind of thing. Another thing you might see when you're trying to buy tickets is they might offer preferred seating. Now, I don't know if airlines in Taiwan do this, but American airlines do this, where when you're choosing your seat, even if you choose economy class, you can't choose any seat. Maybe this seat is free or it comes with your ticket. But if you want like a nicer seat, well, okay. Maybe the seats in the middle are free. The seats on the aisle or by the window, you might have to pay an extra $50, 50 American dollars, something like that, which is kind of annoying, right? You buy an economy class ticket, but then you can only choose a middle seat. That stinks, right? And you have to pay extra for a seat by an aisle or by the window. That's really annoying. Suddenly, you get surprised and have to pay extra to feel a little comfortable. Okay? So preferred seating. Preferred means you get to choose the seat you prefer, meaning the seat you like better, right? And that's a good way for American companies to squeeze more money from you. Oh, rough, right? So have you seen any Taiwanese companies do this? I'm not sure. Maybe you buy a plane ticket, but you have to pay extra money for the seat that you want. And I don't mean business class. I just mean a regular seat. D is free, but E is extra. Oh, annoying. Okay. Now, in America, there's also another level for economy. That's lower, actually. This is called basic economy. So standard means normal. Basic means very simple. So this would be the lowest level. It's economy, but you don't get anything nice. Okay? And so what that means is kind of crazy. Maybe they don't give you food. They don't give you a snack. They probably would give you water, but maybe not anything else. And then also, you might not even be able to bring a bag. So basic economy, if you're traveling domestically. Domestically means inside of a country. So if you're traveling inside the US, or if you're traveling to Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, or Central America, there's no carry-on allowed. So when you take an airplane, usually you have two things, like a little bag, like a backpack, and then a carry-on, which is your suitcase that you can put above your seat. In basic economy, you can't bring that. The only thing you can bring is a personal item. So you can bring like a backpack, put it under your chair, but you can't put anything above. That's crazy, right? But that's basic economy. It's the simplest kind of plane ticket you can get. And airlines say we're giving you a cheap option, but I think that's just another way to make you pay for things you want, right? It's pretty crazy. So basic economy is like you can only bring a backpack or something like that. So kind of scary. I don't know if that exists in Asia yet or in Taiwan. Maybe for a real budget airline, but not often. Okay. Now this is all in economy class, the main cabin of the airline or airplane, sorry. And so next up is business class. This is where we get pretty fancy. So business class, you have to pay extra money and you have a really nice experience. You have little walls keeping you separate from other people. Maybe you have extra drinks. You have really special food. And the chairs look really nice and comfortable. And it would be a nice experience, especially if you're flying far, far away. Okay? Now let's take a look. This is from Emirates, which is an airline from Dubai, I think. But they're a really nice airline that has really nice planes. So let's see what they say about their business class. So the new redesigned seat is something else. Okay? So the new redesigned seat is something else. Is something else is a phrase that can mean is really special or it's surprising. So if you watch a movie and it's surprising and very different than maybe what you expected, you could go, wow, that movie was really something else. And so that just means it's special. It's very different. Okay? And then they say, all your comforts are within reach. choose a drink from your personal mini bar, and sit back to endless entertainment on your wide screen. So all your comforts are within reach. All your comforts means everything you need to feel good and comfortable. Are within reach meaning you can just go grab them. Okay? Choose a drink from your personal mini bar. So you can see here in the bottom of this picture, there's a little mini bar. And it's personal, meaning it's just for you. Okay? And then sit back to endless entertainment on your widescreen. So I think in this arm, there's like a widescreen, a nice big TV to watch movies on. Oh, sounds pretty nice. Now, if you think this is nice, hold on to your butt. This is business class. Looks really nice, right? Now, what could first class look like? Holy moly. This is first class on Emirates. The first class seats in Emirates, it's basically like a little hotel room. You have your chair, you have your TV, and you have a door, so you're all by yourself. It's like a little room. So there's this guy having his tea, watching a movie, and what does it say? Your hotel room in the sky. Close the floor-to-ceiling doors. Set the mood with your personal lighting and temperature controller, and enjoy the freedom to dine, sleep, and be entertained on your terms. So, close the floor-to-ceiling doors. So there are doors that go from the floor to the ceiling, so you get complete privacy. Set the mood, meaning make it feel good. Set the mood with your personal lighting and temperature controller. So you can change the lights and the temperature, meaning you have AC in your little room just for you. Pretty good. Enjoy the freedom to dine, sleep, and be entertained on your terms. On your terms, meaning you get to choose what it's like. You don't need to see other people. You don't need to hear anything. You just control everything for yourself. So first class on this Boeing 777 seems pretty nice, right? It's like a hotel in the airplane. Pretty incredible. So that's about it for our introduction to planes and tickets. So hopefully you learned something new today. Hopefully you had some fun. If you have any questions, please let me know. Buying plane tickets is a difficult thing. So give it a try. Go on Google Flights, or you could try another American website. Click around. You don't need to buy anything. Just see if you can figure out what are they talking about. So Google Flights, another one. Oops, sorry. Where is that page? Oh, I closed it. Another one is Expedia that you could check out. Expedia is another American company. Just try clicking around and seeing what it's like to get a multi-city ticket, a one-way ticket, a round-trip ticket, and see if you can read about the different flights and the different stuff they offer. Okay? So let's stop here. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Have a good night. Bye-bye.